Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video, I'm going to show you the #1 free keyword research tool for SEO. I'm going to show you what it is, how to use it, all that sort of stuff. And if you've been involved in SEO at all, or you're just getting started researching it, one of the most important things to be aware of with SEO is that keyword research is very, very important. Whenever you're going to create a new page, create a new blog post, create a new article, you want to be very aware of the keyword that you're going after, the target keyword, and to work out great candidates for target keywords, you need to do your keyword research. Something that's very, very important to do, something not all SEOs do, not everyone involved in SEO takes the time to do, which is a mistake in my opinion. So this video is really going to show you how to go ahead and use this tool that you probably haven't come across before, probably haven't heard of, and how awesome it is, and all that sort of stuff. Now, before I get into the steps, just want to quickly ask for you to smash a like on this video. That would be much, much appreciated, really helps me out. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new, releasing SEO related, Facebook advertising related, and other digital marketing related videos multiple times per week. Okay, with that said, let's get into it. We're just gonna have a bit of a play and a bit of fun with this, and we'll show you exactly how I use this tool. So the #1, in my opinion, the #1 free keyword research tool is Ubersuggest. Now, something that's provided for free by Neil Patel. In order to continue using it, you need to sign in with Google. You see that on the top right-hand side, but you know, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Certainly isn't for me. And Ubersuggest is not something that you know, everyone's heard of. It's not like Google's keyword planner that everyone uses, that I really think is quite user unfriendly. I've used that tons in the past. I much prefer this tool. Like most things to do with Neil Patel, it's been very well thought out, very well put together. And yeah, to be honest, I just think this is awesome. And let's have a little bit of play. So what I'm going to do in terms of having a bit of a play is I'm going to give you an example blog that I'm building. So it's a website that I'm building in the dog training niche, right? Now, I'm in a very fortunate situation in my business where my business is successful enough and I have staff members that manage enough of my business where I can play. So I can have a digital marketing play with a lot of things. So that's what I'm doing. So I've got a number of different websites that I'm building right now. And I'm just having a play with SEO related topics. And that's what this is designed for. So the example I'm going to give is, I'm going to bring up a tab here. It's called alldoggos.com. Not very old at all, not something that we've put tons of resources into yet. As I said, very much the sort of thing that we're looking to have a play with, test SEO ideas, SEO concepts, all that sort of stuff. But I'm just giving you a bit of background about this so you understand the keyword research that I'm about to do. So this website is all about dogs and puppies and training. You can see here the categories: training, health, puppies, breeds, all that sort of stuff. Now we have me and my wife have a dog ourselves, something we're very much interested in. So we thought this would be a great topic to create one of these sort of little niche websites on. At the moment, it is just a blog. All we're trying to do is get traffic to it with articles. We have a writer that writes articles and we do various SEO things to it. Eventually, we will be looking to sell advertising on this site and potentially even sell e-commerce products as well. But who knows? That is likely to come down later down the line if it does happen. At all. We'll definitely be selling ads there. Anyway, so that's what this is. So let's say I wanted to do keyword research for a blog like this, right? What am I trying to do? Well, I want, if I click into here, into training, for example, you can see we've got articles in here like top tips to ease puppy teething. I almost said that properly. A complete guide to how to play with a puppy, dog training tricks, tips for teaching your dog new behaviors, all this sort of stuff, right? And by the way, I'll include a link to the to this website in the video description in case you want to check it out, so it provides more detail. You can see some of the recent posts here. We've got 7 common dog diseases, treatments, preventatives, all that sort of stuff. So when we're trying to think of article ideas, we will, as I said, start with our keyword research. So we'll come back into Ubersuggest. Now, first thing you need to do, you can see you can enter a domain or keyword here, is select your location. Now, we're obviously based in the UK, but we know that we're more likely to generate traffic from the US as opposed to the UK, so I'm perfectly happy to leave it on there. Obviously, if you just operate in a specific location, then you can go ahead and be specific about the location. Just, if you're running ads in Germany, make sure you don't leave it as English US, for example. But if we start with something really, really broad, now I've obviously been through this process, but let's say I start with something, you can see I've done it already, with something like dog training, right? Something really, really broad. You set search, and I just want to show you an example here of some of the fantastic information that Ubersuggest give you. So the first thing they're going to show you is the search volume. So that term, dog training, is estimated to have 110,000 searches, and it's high search volume. Unsurprisingly, dog training is something that tons and tons of people are going to be searching for. many other keywords are going to be low. So they tell you that that's high, and you can see they're going to give you a little bit of more information, the fact that it's monthly, all that sort of stuff. SEO difficulty is very interesting, and I'll hover over here. So what SEO difficulty is trying to tell you is how difficult it's going to be to rank for this keyword and generate organic traffic for this keyword. And you can see 66 is pretty high. So it's a difficult keyword to rank for. Again, not surprising. There are some really large dog training websites out there that are going to rank very highly, have tremendously high domain authority, things like that. Now, if you're thinking of running Google ad campaigns, there's some information here. That's not really the purpose of this video. One of the things I really like that Ubersuggest does is they give you this information here. So the average web page that ranks in the top 10 has 185 backlinks and a domain score of 84. Now, if you know anything about SEO, you'll know that that is a lot. That's why it's got a high SEO difficulty score. To get an article to rank for something like dog training is very, very difficult. I mean, average in the top 10, so basically that's the first page of Google, right? Has a domain score of 84 and 185 backlinks. You know how many backlinks you've got to build to break into the top 10? Tons and tons and tons. So what am I learning from this? Dog training is almost certainly not a good potential target keyword. It's too difficult to attack. We need to focus on other stuff, at least for the next couple of years, whilst the website builds, perhaps in the future when it's in a position to rank for something like dog training. That's something to be aware of. Then you continue scrolling down. It can show you any seasonality. So interestingly, there's more searches in April than there are other times of year. I don't know why that would be the case, but some businesses have a lot of seasonality. Some are like very influenced by Christmas, etc., etc. Scrolling down now, one of the things I really like about this tool, about Ubersuggest, is all the stuff that you can see in here, right? So based on the keyword that we entered, dog training, they will give you a lot of suggestions. So this is going to help you come up with other keyword ideas, right? So you can see that they've come up with here, they've got dog training, how dog training near me, dog training collar, dog training collars. Obviously, if you're, an e-commerce business in this space looking to sell those, that might be interesting to you, dog training classes, all that sort of stuff. And alongside all of these, they're going to have SD, which is SEO difficulty. That's the same metric that's up here, 66. And you can see that pretty much all of these are fairly difficult to rank for, except for dog training obedience, which is quite a bit lower, SEO difficulty of 32, and they've highlighted this for us. You can also see that the monthly search volume for this is quite a bit lower than just dog training. What's that, 13% of what that is? That doesn't surprise me at all. So perhaps whilst dog training is a keyword that we just couldn't really hope to rank for at the moment, perhaps dog training obedience still gets 15,000 searches, which is, a lot. That would generate a lot of organic traffic if we can get onto page 1 for this. And SEO difficulty of 32, that's not bad. As a rule of thumb, it will massively vary between industries, right? So I'm a Facebook advertiser. If I'm trying to rank for a Facebook advertising related keyword, in fact, I'll show you. Why tell you? I'll show you how this works. Right, so if I was going to rank for a Facebook advertising related keyword, you can see that things like Facebook advertising cost have much, much lower volume. Facebook advertising, the really broad title like dog training, is much, much lower volume than dog training. So if I'm going to give you a recommendation in terms of go after keywords that have this volume, you have to run that through your industry filter. So, for example, I rank for the keyword Facebook advertising cost, particularly in the UK. That has 2,900 estimated monthly searches. That is plenty for me to go after in the Facebook advertising niche. With the dog training, if I click back to dog training, 2,900 doesn't really interest me. 14,800 does. So in general, I'm probably going to be looking somewhere between, let's say, 1,000 on the lower end and let's say 25,000 on the higher end. Something in that range is good. And then SEO difficulty scores of, I like them to be under 30 personally, particularly if you don't have a really well-established website, because you can often get, you can rank. It's much easier to rank for those than it is for others. But those are the sort of things we're doing. So what I would do is I'd come in and do dog training like I've just done, and I would start making notes. Okay, we found dog training obedience. Then you can click on this little arrow here, and we will see some fantastic information on the right-hand side. So this is going to bring up the overview for the keyword dog training obedience. So the average web page that ranks in the top 10 has 40 backlinks and a domain score of 79. So still really quite difficult to break into. Right? Really quite difficult to supplant some of those options. It's not like something that's really fairly niche and specific, okay? So we might decide that that's a lot easier to rank for than dog training, a lot easier to rank for dog training obedience, but perhaps not yet. So we'll add it to our keyword list. I just keep like an Excel document, or you can keep all sorts, however you like to do it. You can see you can create a project and stuff up here. Not something I do, but by all means, if you want to do that. But what you can also see by clicking on this little arrow is some of the top ranking options here. So you can see the number one here is Spruce Pet. So I'm going to open that into a new tab. And you can see that this has a domain score of 75. It has 21 backlinks, and Ubersuggest is estimating that from dog training obedience, they generate 4,500 organic visits a month, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can see, obviously, as you go down the rankings, you can see the reduction in estimated visits, etc., etc. So this would still be quite a difficult keyword to go after. Let's say, in fact, what I'm going to do, actually just quickly, jumping all over the place, but you can go in and check out what ranks number one. So this ranks number one for dog training obedience. Let's take a look at it. It's called How to DIY Obedience Train Your Dog. Sure, that makes a lot of sense for that. So what you could do is you could read through this article, and then one of the factors of whether you're trying to work out should we go after this target keyword, should we try and rank this target keyword, is how good is this article? And if you read it and you're like, this is pretty poor, I can create something much, much better. Great, that's a really good sign. If you're like, you know what, they absolutely nailed the topic, I can't rank for this is doing really, really well, well, perhaps you park it for a little bit of time, okay? Anyway, let's go back. Right, so let's take dog training obedience. I don't think I've ever written obedience before. Is that how you spell it? Yes, just wanted to make sure. Right, and then let's research for this. Obviously going to take a little bit of time because it's pulling tons of data for this. So you can see SEO difficulty score is lower. And then let's go down and have a look at suggestions. You can see, okay, how to dog obedience training, dog training basic obedience, all these sorts of options. Now, not a lot of these have a huge amount of search volume, so I'd probably discard these. I might go up and search for other keywords and try and think of more things that are more specific. So how about I do something like puppy crate training? Is that a good idea? SEO difficulty for that is 52, higher than I'd like it to be. Oh, interesting. You can see the massive seasonality on that. But does this come up with options? So what a fantastic option this is right here, okay? So puppy crate training has an SEO difficulty 52. It's not something I'm going to be able to rank for very easily. Too difficult. Nice search volume, but let's go down here. Puppy crate training schedule. Now that is very, very interesting. It's got 2,500 volume, so that's on the lower end, but definitely something I can try and rank for, particularly if you've got a relatively small website, you haven't got a lot of organic traffic. I could go with 2,500. That's not a problem. SEO difficulty of just a 9. Now that is very interesting. So we could generate some reasonable traffic relatively easily with a 9, even though, puppy crate training schedule, I could see how I could create a piece of content around that was really informative and valuable. So let's click on it, and we'll get the information up at top here. So the average web page that ranks in the top 10 has 23 backlinks and a domain score of 62. And you can see that's the average, right? So you can see this one in position 5 only has 7 backlinks. This one in position 6 only has 1 backlink. 7 only has 1 backlink. 8 only has 1 backlink. It's really skewed by this one that has 152, obviously. But you start to look at that and you're like, oh, okay, so if I create an article that's specifically about puppy crate training schedule, the keyword up here, and I can get 3 backlinks to it, and it's really high quality, there's a really good chance that I'm going to rank on the first page of Google. And if you even sort of go into some of these, so let's say you open in the new tab, one thing you might find, didn't quite click on that, one thing you might find if we go ahead and have a look at this, that's the previous one. Yes. Okay, so this one is puppy crate training schedule as the title, but you might find options that rank on page 1. I'm going to close that down before I get ads. Move that tab. You might find that on the page 1 in Google, there are some options here, I'm not going to go through all of them now because it takes too long, that don't actually rank, aren't specific to the keyword. So you might have a really good chance of ranking on page 1 because of the fact that you are specifically going after that keyword of puppy crate training schedule. So that would be a great option, right? Pop puppy crate training schedule in there. Then let's go back. We can have a look at some of the other ones, perhaps puppy crate training night, puppy crate training crying, puppy crate training first night. You know, a lot of these have got low SEO difficulty scores, which is absolutely fantastic. I can grab this information, I can put it into my tracking sheet or whatever it is I want to do, and really look to target these keywords and create pieces of content around these keywords. One of the things you can do is that you've got different tabs here, right? Up here. So, and I really like this feature, by the way. You've got puppy crate training is what we searched for. And we've got these suggestions. We've already found, you know, a couple of really good options here. You can click on related. Now, when you click on related, you might end up with the same options here, but we've got some different ones that have popped up. We've got first night puppy crate training, first night with puppy crate training. I think a lot of the others are the same. We've got questions. How long does puppy crate training last? I mean, that's showing 0, it won't be. And you can see that maybe you don't want to go with any of these because the volume's too low, but that won't be the case in all scenarios. You know, perhaps you'll go through something here and it'll have volume and really low SEO difficulty scores. Prepositions, so that's things like, you know, adding in no crate puppy training. Again, a lot of these may be too small, not enough volume, but that's fine. Sometimes they will. And comparisons. So we've got puppy crate training tips here. 480 might be a bit low. What else have we got? Yeah, puppy crate training first night. That could be a really good option to go for. Puppy crate training crying. So I'm not saying that each one of these tabs is going to give you loads of options. You see here, we haven't really come out of much more than suggestions, but definitely worth going through them because when you search for different keywords, you can find some really, really good options to go ahead and use. Okay, so that's one of the ways that I really, really like using the Ubersuggest tool is to add in keywords that you think you might want to create articles around. And you know, when I'm launching a blog like All Doggos or something, and I want to send over a whole load of target keywords to our writers and say like, look, create content on this, what I would do is I would spend probably a good afternoon just adding in, you know, like I've just done with puppy crate training over the last, I've been talking to you through this over the last sort of 5-6 minutes or so. I might do that with 100 different options, come up with a list of 300 or 400, let's say I get 3 or 4 from each, come up with a list of 300 or 400 different potential targeting options of things that we really want to go after in terms of your target keywords, and get them to work their way through that. And you can do that. I mean, how long is, let's say, 300 options? In one afternoon, you've got 300 target keywords to go after to create content around. That's probably going to keep you going for a couple of years, depending on how much content you're creating. You know, a couple of years would still be 3 articles a week. So, you know, it really doesn't have to... It's not something you have to do tons and take forever, but it's something that is so, so valuable and worth doing. Anyway, before I'm done, I want to quickly show you something else. So instead of just adding in a target keyword, you can also add in a domain. So let's say we've got here, right, thesprucepets.com. Not a website that I'm familiar with, but that's one of the ones we found was ranking for one of the keywords that we put in. So let's pop that in there, thesprucepets.com. Now you can see that you get some really, really useful information about your competitors. Now, this website is obviously not a competitor to All Doggos yet. It's an absolute monster of a blog, clearly. It ranks for, I think that's ranking. Yeah, the domain ranks for. So this domain ranks for over 2 million keywords, which it says is amazing. It gets 8.5 million organic monthly visitors, has a domain score of 75 and 140,000 backlinks. So it's not the sort of thing where we're going, right, we can look to supplant these, but you can find out some really useful information. So if you're wanting to know how you rank in comparison to other competitors, want to get ahead of them, that stuff I've just been through is useful. But you can also find some stuff down here. You can see monthly trends, but you can also find some stuff down here about where their traffic comes from. So it's mainly US, some in the UK, some in other countries. You can find where they are getting most of their traffic. Okay, so you can see that this article here is generating, on average, or estimated, I should say, 217,000 visits, which is just huge. And it's this article, Dog Training 101, How to Completely Train Your Dog, the Spruce Pets. Now, again, that's not something I'm going to be able to compete on, this article specifically, but if I was using a different competitor that was perhaps smaller, I might see where they're getting their traffic from. So the option that comes up as number 1, number 2, number 3, and go, okay, they've written an article on this keyword. I reckon I can beat their content. It'll also give you a number of backlinks. So let's say, for example, this one, French Bulldog breed information. They're getting 141,000 visits for that keyword, and I think that's per month. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's per month. It's only got 3 backlinks. Now, obviously, this is on a website within a tremendous amount, domain authority, tremendous domain score, so it's not maybe something we can supplant. But if you come in here and you see options, you think, I could create an article on this. It gets tons of traffic and only 3 backlinks. I can beat that. I can build more backlinks. And by the way, I'll include a link in the video description to a link to another video that talks all about my favorite strategy for getting backlinks. So make sure you check that out if you're like, well, how do you get about getting backlinks and things like that? But isn't that interesting? You can find really good options here where you're going, my competitor's getting tons of traffic from that keyword. I can go ahead and write an article on the same topic. I can get tons and tons of traffic from that keyword. I can outrank them. It's only got 3 backlinks. I can beat that, etc., etc. You can also see how it did on social media and things like that. Okay, so that's not everything that this tool offers. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's what I mainly use it for. I mainly use it to check out other websites, their domain, entering in their domains up here and see how they're doing and see what I can potentially learn from and where they're getting their traffic and what I can target. And I also like to add in keywords to see whether I should be going after that keyword, but also to find other keyword ideas. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. Before we go, something I want to quickly mention, and that's our SEO services. So if you don't want to be doing your own keyword research and all that sort of stuff and managing your own SEO, you'd like a company to manage it for you, help you get better results, and that's something that we can do. We offer SEO services. So if you're interested, the first step is to click on the one of the links in the video description below. That'll take you through to a page on our website where you can request a free SEO report. And we'll send over a report that's basically got information on recommended adjustments, how we could help you get better results, all that sort of stuff. And it'll also have the information around what we charge and how we work and how we'll be able to help you out. So if you are interested in working with us and having us do your SEO for you, our services start at just £350 per month, roughly $430 if you're not in the UK. So very, very affordable, very competitive pricing. Go ahead and click on that link, request a free SEO report. We'll be in touch and we'll put that together and hopefully we'll be working together. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm releasing SEO related content like this every week right now, showing you awesome tools like Ubersuggest that not a ton of people, to be honest, have heard about in the SEO world. A lot of people use paid tools or Google Keyword Planner and all that sort of stuff, whereas this is, as you can see, all very nicely put together and very, very useful. So I'm releasing video content like this all the time. Subscribe to the channel and comment below if you've got any questions. Comment below to let me know if this was valuable. That always helps me out. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.